Every offseason, we are faced with many difficult questions: where pending free agents should go, where stars want to be traded, and what moves our team should make. But it's not every year that there are multiple starting caliber quarterbacks ready to be on the move in 2025 and questioning where they will play their next snap this year. Who are those guys and where will they land this year? Well, let's find out.
Sam Darnold came out of nowhere this year, going from a bust to a star outside of his last 2 games. 4,319 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, completing 66.2% of his passes, was PFF's 8th highest graded quarterback, and led the Vikings to a 14-3 record before losing to the Rams convincingly in the wildcard round. He really had the surprise season of the year that we now expect from quarterbacks, given what has happened the past 3 years. But with JJ McCarthy looming behind him on the depth chart, what is Minnesota's plan at quarterback? You have the cheap, younger option that you just use significant draft capital on at the 10th overall pick, become your quarterback of the future. Well, it all depends on McCarthy's injury status come March. If the reports on his knee scan aren't great come time for Darnold to make his decision, Minnesota will have to bring him back. If they come back positive, Darnold is gone. There is no reason for Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah to sign Darnold to the likely $40 million per year long-term contract when you have JJ coming back from injury this upcoming year.
While Darnold did play well, he shows what happens when you put him in big moments and when defenses pressure him like a teenager being peer pressured into jumping in the lake because it's cool and everybody's doing it, and then you break your arm and you have to lie to your parents about what happened so they don't hate your horrible friends for the rest of your life, and they're friends to you because they make you do that stuff. Now, that didn't happen to me, but I know it happened to someone out there. One of you watching broke your arm because your friends made you jump in a lake. I know it.
But seriously, when the Lions and Rams threw everybody at him and tried creative ways to send pressure, he folded. In Week 18 in the wildcard round, he ranked 41st out of 44 in terms of PFF passing grade, had 5 turnover-worthy plays, the most in league, 7th lowest passer rating, only completed 53% of his passes. He was under pressure on 43 snaps and was snacked 11 times. That is scary. But either way, he still earned himself a payday. I just don't think it's in Minnesota. So what teams should be looking at signing Darnold? It comes down to the Tennessee Titans, Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Giants, and Las Vegas Raiders. And I believe that Sam Darnold will sign a roughly 3-year, $120 million deal with the New York Giants. He's going back to East Rutherford, but for the other franchise in MetLife. The Giants need a short-term fix at quarterback after the disaster that was the Daniel Jones contract. They have the 3rd overall pick, and there's a chance they're able to draft Shedeur Sanders, depending if the Titans go quarterback or Abdul Carter at the 1st overall pick. So, if they are able to select a quarterback, they want a veteran who can step in, mentor the young guy for 1 to 2 years, and take over this bad offense. Either way, I think they take a QB in this draft, whether it's on day 1 or 2, so sign Darnold to be the front guy and to take the blame for this team for a year so that your rookie isn't just thrown into the fire and destined to fail. Honestly, it's the best move the Giants could make this offseason. Oh, and guys, how could I forget? If you like to play fantasy sports, what better place to do it than Underdog is the place to play if you're a fan looking to cash in all your favorite athletes' performances. While the NFL season is over, there are many other sports to play on. You have the NBA and NHL in full swing. MLB comes back this spring, and in May, the WNBA is back. All you have to do is call your shot on picking higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats for a shot to win real money, up to 1,000 times your entry. If you sign up with code FANATICS, you get a deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and you get a free pick, a free higher than 0.5 pick to add to your entry. How much easier can it get? It's available in over 30 states, and you are just missing out if you don't sign up for Underdog with code FANATICS. Next up, I will be grouping the 2 Steelers quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Both players played decently for the Steelers when they were starters. Fields going 4-2, and Russ looking pretty solid after some weird years in Denver, especially against the Bengals in Week 13, and the season throwing 16 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in just 11 games. Outside that late year skid, where Pittsburgh lost its final 4 games and the playoff game, he looked like a solid quarterback. Not great, but solid. Keep in mind the Steelers' offense was anemic this past year, as it has been for years, with no real weapons. He'll be a solid veteran option for a team looking for a bridge quarterback while they wait to get their franchise guy at some point in the next 2 to 3 years. I think it's pretty obvious where he will sign this offseason. He's going to be a Raider. Look, the Raiders have no shot at the only 2 quarterbacks worth taking in the first round, as they hold the 6th pick. Pete Carroll just became the head coach of the Raiders, and that man is old. I mean, able to get Social Security old. Gramps is not sitting around for a rebuild no longer than a year. This team wants to win soon. In my eyes, they want to win now. With the second most cap space in the NFL at almost $93 million, Russell will take roughly a 2-year, $50 million deal, so a little under $68 million left in cap space for Las Vegas to do whatever they want with. As for Fields, I think he returns to the Steelers to become their quarterback. While the offense did not look great with Justin at the helm, he's worth the $10 million it'll take to bring him back on a 1-year prove-it deal for a franchise that is stuck in mediocrity. You also don't have a draft pick to take quarterback. Probably will try for Darnold, but I don't think they will land him. This is the middle ground scenario for the Steelers. Best case is Darnold. Worst case is like Jackson Dart or something like that. Kirk Cousins, man. After week 1, he looked decent until November, when he absolutely blew up. An old quarterback, coming off a torn Achilles, his career is basically over at this point. After the Dallas game, he threw a combined 1 touchdown and 9, yes, you heard me, 9 interceptions going 1-4. My lord, man. Come week 1, he will be 37 years old, and I really don't think many teams will want to take a shot on him at this point. The Falcons are going to try to trade him, but no one wants that contract. So, with his performance, that contract, he's not going anywhere. He has a no trade clause, so he chooses where he'll end up. Safe to say he'll be stuck in Atlanta as the backup to a promising Michael Penix Jr., who showed some flashes in 2024. But he could get cut with a post-June 1 release. He's going to a young, bad team if that happens, to continue their tank or mentor a rookie quarterback. In this scenario, I think Tennessee makes the most sense for Kirk. Probably a 1-year, $12 million deal just to help out Cam Ward for a year. And lastly, Aaron Rodgers. The 41-year-old has no future in New York. It came out Super Bowl Sunday that the Jets regime will not keep him. I actually thought he would stay in New York, but alas, that is not the case. So what is next for the veteran quarterback just 2 years off an Achilles tear? I think he should retire. We saw him look his worst we have seen in years in 2024, leading a 5-12 Jets team to disappointment all season. While his box score numbers might look fine, he did not look good in the clutch moments, was unable to get things done when the Jets needed it most. Clearly he's not the same at this age, and after a severe Achilles injury, it's time to pack it up. Will he? Who knows? We're talking about Aaron Rodgers, guys, but it's his best move. If he were to return to an NFL roster, expect a team like the Titans, Giants, or even Vikings to bring him in to mentor a rookie or J.J. McCarthy. I know I said McCarthy will be the starter in the Sam Darnold segment, but that franchise saw how the Packers used Rodgers to mentor Love for 3 years, and he turned into a star. It'll be a 1-year contract for that reason only. Again, this kind of depends on McCarthy's health reports whenever they come out, but it wouldn't be the worst move at all. You're not locking in a long-term deal, a one and done to help your young guy out. If you guys think these quarterbacks will go somewhere else, comment down below where you think they will end up, if there are any other players that you think will go to new spots this offseason.
And with all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning into Fanatic Sports. If you made it this far in the video, come on, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. All sports very much appreciated. Helps me out more than you know. Also, follow me on Instagram at FanaticSports25 and TikTok and X at Fanatic Sports. This is Joe of Fanatic Sports, signing off.